Hello and welcome to another episode of Kajabi in 5 minutes. Today we are continuing to talk about the offer in Kajabi, and specifically, I'm going to go into the details about how to know if somebody is subscribed or not through the checkout process. I've mentioned this in the past few episodes that it's coming and that it's something to be aware of, especially when setting up all of your communications via email sequence or automated send an email automations. And so that's what we're doing today. You get to this setting by going into Kajabi Settings and then going into Checkout Settings. So this isn't something that you do in the offer itself. This is a global setting that is for all of your offers, and it's in the global settings area. So when you're in Checkout Settings, you'll notice that there's an email opt-in space. It's right at the top. And there are some options here for you to handle email opt-ins at purchase. Well, taking one step back, when you're on the checkout page, there is a little box that people can check to subscribe to your marketing emails in the purchase process. And so that little box is what these settings are kind of all about. And you can have it unchecked, you can have it pre-checked, but still checkable, or you can disable it so that this box doesn't even appear. And people will not be added to your email list. So it's like you're not getting added, it's disabled, and it's just not even there. People don't know about it. If you have it pre-checked, if you have the setting chosen that is pre-checked, you can also create a custom message there. So by default, it'll say something like subscribe to the email list. But you can put something specific there because people can uncheck it. And you might just want to put a little message in to talk about how the communications that people may be expecting to receive while being a part of this program or course are dependent on having this box checked. And then there's some additional options. You can have people automatically be signed up when they make a purchase. And this is only for paid offers. So if it's a free offer, then this doesn't work. But if someone is using money, then you can automatically have them sign up. And then there is an option there for around gift purchases. So like the recipient of the gift, they've got the option also to opt in. And so those are the different options that you have for that specific box. So what are some of the things to consider? Well, for sure, there are privacy laws around email marketing. And depending on the jurisdiction of your customers, those laws, this is where they're relevant. And so different customers may have different laws around their privacy. And if you automatically opt people in, well, that might be against some of those laws. GDPR is one of them that is common in Europe, or is the law that governs that in Europe. It's common, and it basically is not compliant with GDPR to just automatically sign somebody up to your email marketing when they make a purchase. So there's a bit of a conundrum because if you want to send an email sequence, which is considered a marketing email, within the Kajabi framework, then you are kind of in between a rock and a hard place because somebody might opt out, but then they might not receive the emails that they want to receive from buying the course because your course might have an email sequence that is set up to give them the stuff that they need. Now, Kajabi does have within the course product a way to send announcements. And so that is not considered a marketing email. It posts as an announcement in the course, but then there's a box there that says send this as an email. And that's considered related to the course, not marketing. So technically you can email people who have unsubscribed for your list through that mechanism within the course. So that's kind of one consideration to be aware of. But perhaps the best thing to be aware of is to let people know that if they've unsubscribed and they don't want your marketing emails, and then they find out afterwards, after doing this and going through the checkout page, that they actually need to be subscribed in order to get the course-specific related information, then you can have them opt back in. And there's a simple way to do that where you put their information into a form. It can be anywhere on your Kajabi. So it doesn't have to be like a public page. It can just be an empty page with a form. You can put their information in that form. And because they're already in Kajabi as being unsubscribed, then they receive an email from Kajabi saying, hey, would you like to resubscribe? And you can change the default text to that email by going into the settings area and then going to the default email templates and finding that email and then changing the text to it. And that way, they just have to click a button in that email to be resubscribed. And so that's one way that you can handle resubscribing somebody who has purchased your products but unsubscribed and doesn't realize that by unsubscribing, they are not getting the emails that they kind of need for the purchase related to that program. So that is all of that. Again, you go into the settings area, into the checkout settings, and then you can just read. It's right at the top there, the email opt-in options. It all revolves around that little box on the checkout page. So hopefully that helps you understand that, and tune in next week for some more information about the Kajabi offers.